Once upon a time in a kingdom far away, there was a special cat. It wasn't just any ordinary cat. Oh no! This cat was extraordinary. Its fur was as white as snow. Its eyes were like sapphires, and it had a bushy tail that seemed to hold secrets from the stars. This wasn't just a cat. It was a magical cat. Now, this magical cat wasn't alone. It had a companion, a lamp. But this wasn't an ordinary lamp. No, sir. It was a magic lamp. And when rubbed, it could grant wishes. 3 wishes to be precise. You might be thinking, how many wishes did the cat have? Well,
It didn't have any.
the cat's owner, a kind woodcutter named Thomas, had the wishes. But here's the twist. He didn't know he had them. See, the cat and the lamp were magical on their own. But together they were even more powerful. Their magic combined, creating an energy field around Thomas that shielded him from harm and brought him good luck. But he was completely oblivious to all of this. He just thought he was a regular guy, living an ordinary life. Now, one day while Thomas was chopping wood, as he always did, the magical cat jumped up on a nearby rock, rubbed against the lamp, and out popped a genie, a real live genie with a swirling mustache and a mischievous grin. I'm here to grant you 3 wishes, boomed the genie. Wishes? What? Wishes? Asked Thomas, scratching his head. Didn't you know? You have the power to shape the world itself? The genie explained about the cat and the lamp, and how their magic intertwined to give him these wishes. Thomas thought long and hard about his first wish. He could ask for gold, riches beyond his wildest dreams, or maybe for a big house with tall towers and a moat. But then he looked at the cat, its sapphire eyes sparkling with wisdom beyond its years. He saw the lamp imbued with ancient magic, and he thought about the genie, a being of pure energy and power. And suddenly, he knew what he wanted. He wanted knowledge. Not just any knowledge, but the ability to understand the language of animals, the secret whispers of the trees, and the ancient wisdom held within the stars themselves. The genie was taken aback. This was not the typical wish a human would make. Usually they wished for gold or power or fame, but Thomas was different. He wished for understanding, for connection. And so the genie granted his wish. In an instant, Thomas found himself understanding the chirps and tweets and roars of the animal kingdom. He heard the rustling leaves gossiping about the changing seasons, and he saw the stars twinkling their ancient tailies. The forest around him came alive with a symphony of sounds and stories, and he was right in the middle of it. But it wasn't just about hearing and seeing. It was about feeling, truly feeling the heartbeat of nature. He felt the joy of a bird taking flight, the sorrow of a deer losing its fawn, and the quiet strength of an ancient oak standing tall through storms. He learned about the balance of nature, the interconnectedness of all living things, and the importance of living in harmony with the world around him. As the days turned into weeks, Thomas became known throughout the land as the man who spoke with animals, who could calm a raging bull with a single word, who could heal a sick bird with a touch. People from far and wide came to him for help, and he never turned anyone away. He used his gift to protect the weak, to guide the lost, and to heal the broken. And all the while, the magical cat and the lamp watched over him, their combined magic thrumming with approval. But you know how it is with wishes. One leads to another, and soon Thomas had used his second wish. Yes, he had asked for more knowledge, more understanding. But now something else caught his attention. He noticed that while everyone in the village seemed happy and healthy, there was a group of people on the outskirts, living in poverty, unable to take care of themselves. And his heart went out to them. He couldn't bear to see their suffering, so he used his second wish to bring prosperity to those in need. In an instant, their shabby huts were replaced with cozy homes, their empty stomachs with nourishing food, and their hopeless eyes with the light of new possibilities. Thomas watched over them, making sure their needs were met and their rights were respected. He helped them find jobs, start businesses, and most importantly, believe in themselves again. And once again, the magical cat and the lamp glowed with approval. They had given him the power to shape his world, and he was using it wisely, not for personal gain, but for the betterment of others. Yet there were still some things that troubled him. He saw the elderly struggling to keep up with the pace of the world, the children going hungry because their parents couldn't afford food, and the sick left behind because they couldn't pay for treatment. And so he made a decision. He would use his last wish to create a place of refuge, a haven where everyone in need could find help and hope. And that's exactly what happened. His last wish created a sanctuary where the elderly were cared for, where children were fed, and where the sick were healed, all without a single copper being charged. It was a place of compassion, kindness, and second chances, and it became a beacon of hope for the entire kingdom. But as time went on, Thomas started to feel something was missing. He had knowledge, prosperity, and compassion, yet there was still a void within him. And one day, while walking in the forest, he realized what it was. He had all these amazing things, but he had no one to share them with. All his wishes had been for the betterment of others. He had helped countless people, but he had neglected himself. He had no friends, no family, no one who truly understood him. And that's when the magical cat and the lamp, sensing his sadness, decided to do something extraordinary. The cat rubbed against the lamp and poof, out came the genie one last time. "I see you are sad, Thomas," the genie said kindly. "You have done so much good in the world, but you have forgotten about yourself. What can I do to help?" And Thomas, with a newfound clarity, knew exactly what he needed. He wished for a friend who would understand him, who would accept him for who he was, and who would stick by him through thick and thin. And the genie, touched by Thomas's sincerity, waved its magic wand and poof, there stood a woman with a warm smile, a twinkle in her eye, and a heart full of kindness. She was unlike anyone Thomas had ever met. She understood his silence. She appreciated his thoughtfulness, and she shared his love for all living things. He also now has a close friend with whom he shares his dreams, hopes, and fears. As for the magical cat and the lamp, they knew their job was done. They had served their purpose, bringing balance and harmony to Thomas's life. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more magical adventures. See you next time!